Hello everybody, Scary Harry Gary at your service once again. So what to talk about today? Let me tell you, I often get, I'm not trying to sell pyracantha, don't worry. What we're gonna talk about today is I often get asked, Gary, well, how close can I plant my palm tree to my house? And I'm like, well, you can plant it as close as you want. It's just, you might have some ramifications, that's all. So here we are. And here's our example of ramifications. All right, so look at this. So this canary palm, this is the biggest palm they make. When I say they, I mean the people who made the earth and the trees and all the animals, if there is such a person. It's hard to tell if there is or not. But anyway, here's an extreme example. The largest spreading palm of any palm that we sell. These things have a spread of 25 feet. Meaning they stick out 12, 13, maybe even 14 feet from the center of the tree. Really tall architecture looks really bad without softening it with plants. And I'll stand back and show you how good this looks. Just so I'm not completely naysaying it. But I'll just give you an idea of what you can and can't and shouldn't and should or possibly could do. And what those ramifications would be if you so choose to. These are probably, this is a bad example because it's all in shadow. But this tree was planted probably about, here's an example of it. I'm not recommending this, but I'm just telling you what's possible. So it was planted probably about 6 feet on center from the edge of the building. The palm knew it was in a tight spot, so it started growing away from the building. So it picked up a little distance. And then once it found its skylight there, its light to the sky, it decided to grow straight. And the fronds will just butt up against the architecture, no big deal. You see that one frond up there just touching the architecture, not a big deal. But in this case, they've trimmed most of it away on the side of the building. And you can also see it's getting up in the wires. There's all kinds of problems for this poor tree. It was probably a seedling that sprouted on its own. But yeah, you can either just let the foliage just kind of brush up against the building, or you can trim it off and then the other side will look fantastic. And then as you can see, not only is this thing planted 6 feet from the building, there's about a 3-foot overhang sticking further out. So really the line of the building is only maybe 3 feet out to where the center of the tree is, maybe not even that. The biggest tree there is. And so I decided to pull over, show this to you, show you what it's all about. I would suggest giving these trees more room, but you know what? You can do it. If you have no room at all, you only have 6, 7 feet, you can plant a tree in front of your house. I would plant something a little more narrow, like possibly the queen palm is a little more narrow. It's also a little more pliable, not as much material. Then you have your king palm, even smaller yet. Then you have your Mexican fan palm, smaller yet. Then you have your windmill palm, smaller yet. And so windmill palm probably would have been a much better solution here, except that it wouldn't have nearly as much green in the sky if these people wanted the privacy from the road, which may be the driving force of keeping the tree. I don't know. You have to ask them. They're not home, nor do I know them. If they are home, they're probably calling the cops on me right now. Like, who's this guy in front of my house with the camera? Hopefully they're not gun owners. Anyway, so yeah, that's kind of the story there. You just have to be, cognizant about, the ramifications of what you're doing. But truthfully, I think it looks gorgeous. Let's stand back across the street. Try not to get hit by a streetcar in the process. And, see what it looks like. I guarantee it's going to be sexy looking. Look, if you're curious as to where I am, I'm on 27th and Noe in San Francisco. Yeah, we need better lighting, but look how beautiful that is. So there you go. Can you plant it next to your building? Sure you can. You can do whatever you want. You just have to live with the ramifications, whatever they may be.